Hello everyone, today is March the 5th, 2010, and I'm here with my good buddy Victor, and we're going to do Victor's Thoughts of the Week. Those of you that don't know Victor, you're about to find out. So Victor, how's your week been? Let's start off simple here. How's your week been?
We keep pretending I'm alive.
Yeah, well I saw you walk in today, and you're kind of chewing.
Well, you know those zombies.
Oh, well, you know what? Zombies do chew when they're dead. So you make a good point.
Especially some flesh if they just had a nice tasty piece, yeah.
Oh, brains. Okay, so what were you thinking about this week? What did you read anything that caught your eye? Did something jump out at you this week?
Well, not necessarily this week, but about a couple of weeks ago, I got that stupid summons for the court jury duty stuff there, and then of course I had Mitch give that little letter saying that I'm not quite the fit person for anybody to have on the jury. So,
and do they tell you what the court case is beforehand, or do you just have to?
No, that would be done on the April 2nd thing there, if I was going to be going.
What's interesting is I recently got a traffic ticket, and my court date was April 2nd.
Yeah.
But then again, I think you got your summons before I got my ticket. But anyway, okay, so. But you got out of it.
Yeah, I got the letter just today in the mail as I was coming to work. I pulled it out of there and looked at it and said, okay, you're excused from duty. But the thing I was wondering, just what exactly would they expect out of a person who's this prejudiced against everything, or why would they even want to send me a letter? Because the whole world knows what kind of a person I am.
Guilty until proven innocent, or innocent until proven guilty? That is the question.
I go by the French version. They do it the right way. They make sure that you have to put all the burden of proof on them.
For any French people out there, just for you.
I'm sure they got that one.
Yeah, one more time.
Everyone else will say, hey, you're American, aren't you? No.
Well, it's you and I have very different perspectives on jury duty, I think, because I was once selected for jury duty, and they sent me my summons, and I filled it out, sent it back. I said I was going to come, and the case was thrown out, and so I didn't actually to get to do jury duty. And I was looking forward to it because I wanted to contribute my ideas to society and see what it's like to be in there, because frankly, I've never been to court. I've never been charged with any major offense besides the traffic ticket.
We could arrange something.
Well, that's right. And if you're watching, yes, your legs are about to be broken. So watch out. But you were really into it, eh?
Basically, there's just too many cases of the prosecution, even the stupid lawyers for the defense. Everybody doing everything the wrong way to the point that people either get let free or convicted wrongly, and the people that are let free, everybody keeps saying, oh, we're always letting people out on the street, or these revolving doors, and all these guys that are convicted wrongly. Well, how in the hell are we going to do it in the first place anyway? Somebody has to go to jail. We can't just let the victim wondering, have we got somebody? No. 10, 20 years later, we got to stick someone in jail just so that the victim have this peace of mind. And if somebody in jail doesn't have their peace of mind, well, isn't that their problem?
There's a lot of problems with Canadian justice system.
Yeah.
There's one thing that bothers me, though. It's the fact that in some cases, innocent till proven guilty doesn't work. For example, let's just say you raped someone, okay? You're a rapist, okay? But you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So you're now put out on bail, or whatever the case is. You're not going to stay in a jail until your trial. You would have the opportunity to reoffend. And frankly, you could actually get out again and then rape.
And it has happened.
And it has happened.
Many times, yes. So, the guy's out on his third or fourth time, and he's raped again, third or fourth time. And apparently, let's say a drunken native, they've got him for the fifth time there. Okay, how do they really treat him? They don't treat him in the same way as a drunken white man who's been caught as many times, or whatever other things there. And I won't necessarily claim that I'm sympathetic with drunken people of any kind. When we're supposed to be treating people equally, we mean in any condition, in any circumstance, including murderers, whatnot. If a murderer really, basically, if he's supposed to have basic rights, then why we even pretend that we're trying them if we're not going to be following those rights? Why shouldn't we just shoot them right on the spot? But if we're not going to shoot them on the spot, then we might as well go the whole hog. The only real difference between a criminal and a non-criminal is that the criminal is caught and the non-criminal is either lucky to be working for the prosecution against the criminals, or he just hasn't been caught. And far too many times, it's both cases that they are both on the side prosecuting and they haven't been caught, as we've already known. So it doesn't make sense.
You know, you brought up an interesting point that I want to touch back on, and it was vigilantism, okay? Because, you know, truthfully, we see vigilante all the time, and maybe you don't think too much about it.
A very big part of the Old West and all this kind of
Well,
stuff.
look at Batman. And then let's go to the comic book. Batman is a vigilante. He breaks the law.
But that's the whole thing. It also depends on as to which version of Batman. We're not going to get into all
Yes.
these comic and movie discussions here, really. But in actual fact, one of the earlier versions of Batman was outright criminal in the sense that he did break the law in order to capture the criminals.
That's right.
But then by the 50s, once they got all this comic code, anti-comic crusade and everything in, they had to change him completely. He did become an actual defender of justice, and his whole idea was not just to capture the criminal, to have all the proof and all this kind of stuff. According to the show's premise, that he was supposed to be able to do all these illegal things for gaining the evidence and then present it to the police, and then they would be able to use it because they got it from an outside source where they themselves didn't break the laws to get it. Now, maybe what actually happened was that they did have that in the older days, 60s, 70s, but then they changed it since then so that now even outside evidence has to be going by the strict rules of the evidence. Never really figured out his motivations as to what he was doing, whether he was actually, like when he was going after the Joker, whether he was going for the vengeance or for the proof. Most of the time it was just a lot of weird behavior on both of their parts, and Batman tried to stop Joker from doing all this, kidnapping the girlfriend or killing the next victims or whatever. They never really got into the whole psychological thing of the Batman as he should be, in my mind, but they wanted to be as weird as possible, so that's what they concentrated on in that.
And it was, does the means justify the ends? And I want to give an example. In the United States, there was a man who took matters into his own hands. Again, vigilantism, okay? And there was this abortionist, okay? So, hot topic, okay?
Yeah,
but anyway, the point is we're not promoting it. We're not saying don't do it. We're just talking about the issue. Don't freak out. You want to hate, you can leave a comment below. So the point is that this man, okay, he performed abortions on thousands of women and all these other things, and this man said that he was killing our children, and he took matters into his own hands, and he shot him. He killed him, and now he's fighting in court saying that, well, you know, my means justify the ends. I was using my right in defending humanity. Well, you know what? Buddy, you killed a full-grown man. I mean, what makes one right and the other one not? Well, you know, I guess that goes into even death penalty if you know, an eye for an eye, who knows? What are your thoughts on this?
Basically, it seems that this goes more away from the law and justice and more into moral imperatives, and many times, in terms of religious thinking, what is supposed to be the basic parameters of behavior for the followers of a religion can often be used as an excuse to break those same parameters, those same goals for living. When it comes to certain things, such as the Islamic jihads and even the Christian crusades, basically when it comes down to it, that you can use your religious beliefs as an excuse for actually contradicting those beliefs, and very violently and obscenely, to the point that you'll say, yes, God said we can do this, and yet, how do you really justify